Okay, let's move on to the Pats again for the benefit of our YouTube crowd here since we break these segments up. The 2020 Fantasy Football Almanac and Draft Guide is available on Amazon.com. Deeper sleepers you're not going to get anywhere. Sports analytics you're not going to get anywhere else. Proprietary premium sports algorithms you're not going to get anywhere else. And yes, 1,000 hours of fantasy football content. Look at the link below. You can get it on Amazon.com. So the New England Patriots, big storyline here, bud. Tom Brady gone. And I cannot believe
just amazing.
I can't believe this organization couldn't get it together, specifically Belichick. Couldn't get it together and show enough appreciation to bring Tom Brady back. But I think there's this thing where both of these guys want to succeed without the other. And I think that mentality kind of broke this team up. But what do you think about that?
I think it's possible, you get, two egos involved, very, successful men. I bet there's a lot of, I'm sure they love each other at the same time.
Right.
And they both want to be super successful on their own. It's human nature, especially with successful men, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I'm looking at their losses, dude. So, obviously Brady is the big one and Gronkowski, but we said, it's not like he played last year anyway. He was never going to be an asset for the Patriots again. So
I can't believe Brady and Gronkowski are on the Bucs.
I know.
I can't believe it.
I know, it's crazy.
It's incredible.
But let me read some names that they lost in addition to those two, which are the highly reported. They lost Kyle Van Noy to Miami, like a glue guy inside linebacker for the Dolphins. For the Patriots, now on the Dolphins. Jamie Collins, that's an underrated loss. He goes to Detroit.
Yeah.
Danny Shelton, kind of a clogger in the defensive line. He goes. Ted Karras or Karras, I apologize if I'm mispronouncing the name. I don't always get the centers of the league pronounced correctly, but he goes to Miami. Glue guy in the interior offensive line. Gostkowski gone. It's not a big deal. Daron Harmon now in Detroit. So you had 3 players go to Detroit and 2 players go to Miami to link up with X kind of coordinators there. Those are big kind of glue pieces, and this organization is a glue organization. They're that program we were talking about. Who did they add? They add a free safety from the Chargers, Adrian Phillips, Bo Allen, Damiere Byrd at wide receiver, Brian Hoyer. They get back to be the backup quarterback there, assuming Stidham is the starter, Brandon Copeland from the Jets. And I'm looking at their draft. Of course, they accumulated a crazy amount of draft picks, but they draft a safety, then a linebacker, an edge rusher in the 3rd round, a couple of replacement tight ends, a kicker, a couple of guards, a linebacker, center. The problem with the Patriots last year to me, Brad, was they didn't have anybody at receiver to create separation for Brady to throw to. And everybody's talking about how bad this offense was. Brady still threw for 4,000 yards last year. Like, they weren't a bad offense. They just couldn't punch it in the end zone. The offensive line was an issue. I guess they did some work on that in the offseason. I don't like the pieces that they lost. This, to me, look, I'm never going to bet against the Patriots because Bill Belichick is such a tactician, as we talk about on this show. I don't think the Patriots will lose more than 8 games in any season that Bill Belichick is the coach. But this doesn't seem like a reload as much as it feels like a little bit of a quick rebuild for the Patriots, given the pieces that they lost. I think this is going to be a more painful season than Patriots fans are used to. I don't think Sky is. Go ahead.
Well, if a painful season for the Patriots is for them to just kind of be like everybody else. I mean, let's face it. If they win 8, 9 games, I mean, it's all about perception and contrast, right? I mean, the Jets win 9 games, and it's like, damn right, we're trending upward. But all of a sudden, the Patriots are just going to look and feel like everybody else, maybe even worse than a lot of teams.
Right.
Like, it's a new day, man, and it ain't sunny.
And remember, that defense last year was dominant. I mean, they were, to me, like, everybody talks about the 49ers, and they were fantastic and everything. The Patriots were equally dominant last year on defense. They were. And that's why this team, by the way, went 12-4 last year. Right? They could go -4 in wins and still be a 500 team. That's how good this Patriots team was last year. If you listen to Patriots, like people who know the Patriots and follow them, they're more optimistic on Jarret Stidham being able to take over this organization than I think the national fan base is, like the people who aren't really studying at this point. I don't know a lot about Jarret Stidham other than his pick 6 against the Jets last year cost me greatly. So I am a little bit sour on him, but outside of that, I don't really know anything about him. They'll go back to kind of ball control. I think the running backs will be used more. I think James White certainly will still be a force. I think Julian Edelman will still create that short separation that we're used to seeing. Ozzie, the new tight end there, I think he's going to get catches, give you a lot more of that tight end position than the Patriots got last year from the tight end position. Look, man, they're always going to be a tough out, and Belichick knows how to scheme. So it's hard for me to imagine. But let me hit you with this, okay? So I think you and I agree that the Patriots are not going to win the division. Is that safe to say, given our feeling on the Bills at this point?
Yes, correct.
Their over-under at this point from BetOnline is 9. That matches the Bills' over-under. What do you think Patriots over-under 9 wins this season?
I'm going to go under Patriots. I think they win 7 or 8.
I'm with you. Now, listen, this is important. I would never bet my money against Bill Belichick. It's just one of my rules of gambling. I never bet against Bill Belichick because I respect him that much and the organization that much. But with the rest of the division getting better, they're not going to get 4 to 5 gimme wins. They're going to have to fight for those wins. I think they're an 8-8 team this year. And next year they're back on above 500. That's just my feeling. I'm going to go on the under as well, but I'm not going to bet my money on it because I don't bet against Bill Belichick. And that's just how it goes.
Boy, wouldn't it be something if they just proved us wrong and just won like 12 games again?
It would be,
and just figured it out. Just figured it out every time,
Look, any team in this division to me could win 10 games. It is possible. Any team in this division could win 10 or 11 games. It really would not shock me.
Like they come out in one game. What is it? Stidham?
Jarret Stidham, yeah.
Jarret Stidham, one game he throws for 4 touchdowns and 380 yards, and then the next game they hand it off 32 times.
That's what's going to happen.
Maybe they just keep figuring it out.
Let me tell you this. What if in the first week of the season, I don't know who they're playing offhand, but what if in the first week of the season Stidham goes, 25 of 30 for like 313 yards and 3 touchdowns, like in his first game? I mean, it could happen, right? You're talking about 2 great schemers, because McDaniels is a good schemer in his own right too. And look, hey, Tom Brady. We talked about this last week. Tom Brady at one point wasn't Tom Brady. In his first year of really starting duty, he won the Super Bowl. When Drew Bledsoe went down, he went and won the Super Bowl that year. So the Patriots, man, look, they're comfortable. That coaching staff's comfortable with the players they have on their staff, and it would not shock me at all. This is, again, why I say I never bet against Bill Belichick. Now, I'm going to pick the under. I'm going to make that pick, but I'm not going to put my money on it.